Hello, folks. This is Jay Dibber with National Live Scan Association. Today is the 58th cup. Get the cups out, folks. I know you guys have them. Please send me some pictures of you guys' cups and watch this show here. Matter of fact, send me a cup or two. I like those also. And I'll go ahead and spot these on you guys' shows, on our shows, for you guys get some real marketing there for you guys. The tidbit right there. Matter of fact, I'm going to incorporate that into the show. Okay. Today we're going to talk about some basic tips starting a fingerprint business. Once you start your fingerprint business, pretty much let's focus on the first 30 days, things you should consider having a fingerprint business. It could be a live scan service, it could be ink card fingerprinting, or a combination of both, or something similar. Heck, you can apply these same techniques to other businesses, but things you need to consider the first 30 days once you open up your doors for fingerprinting services. So let's go straight there. And before I go any further, let's go ahead and remind you guys of a LiveScan community. We have a brand new platform that's up. So if you guys get a chance, please take a sneak peek by going over to LiveScan.Community.com. That's LiveScan.Community.com. Get a sneak peek there. And of course, while you're there, join the association. Get some good knowledge there. Have some fun. All right, then. So, LiveScan fingerprinting startup tips. Tip number 1. And these are basic tips, but some people don't take this seriously. Start working on your branding. I'm not going to teach a course on branding in this session right here. We have separate programs for that for our members and those who want to take the training program within the association. But branding is a big word. So start at least thinking about branding in your point of view. Do some research on that one right there if you can, or take some of our training programs. But start working on your branding immediately. Get your name out there. Let people know who you are. So start working on your branding, okay? That's different ways of doing it, different avenues, but at least get that thought in your mind. But what's branding to you and what's branding to your organization, but what's going to work to get people to know who you are and start spreading word about your association, about your organization for fingerprinting. So start thinking about what is branding to you. Put a plan together and start working on it. Don't wait till next year to start doing that. Start yesterday, okay? So think about what it means, but start working on it. That could be just researching something, see what it is, or what applies to your type of services or service. But start working on branding. Get the mind going, get the brain flowing, and start working on branding. Day 1. Please, day 1. Plant some seeds right now. Tip number 2, have more than one payment method. What I mean by that there, some people, well, I have a bank account already. I already have a way to take in credit cards from my other business I may have, which is fine. But one thing, let's talk about that point I just mentioned there. You may have a different business, but technically you're not supposed to mix different business types with the same merchant account number. Just be aware that some merchant service will go ahead and give you a certain rate or program based on the type of service you're providing at the time when you apply for that particular merchant service account. So if you're going to commingle the same thing with your other account, some of them will shut you down and get you blacklisted, and you don't want that to happen. So go ahead and contact them and say, hey, I'm doing this service right here. Can I use the same merchant service account for a very similar service, it's just different name? Now, if you're doing live scan fingerprinting, also you're doing ink cards too, that's fine. It's still fingerprinting. I'm far, I could reach and say even notarization of fingerprint might be fine on the same merchant account. But if you have something where you're selling foods at a grocery store, and when you use the same account for ink card fingerprinting, you might want to visit to make sure that's okay. Just check with your merchant service provider and make sure that's okay. All right, back on to tip number 2. Have more than one merchant service account. A good suggestion could be you might have something like a PayPal account for your business. Then get something like a Square account also, because you never know what happens. Sometimes things will happen all of a sudden. That particular platform might not be working at that moment or that day, or might be down for technical difficulties for like an hour or two, which it has happened. So have a backup. It never hurts to have a backup. It never hurts to have a backup. So don't put all your eggs just in one basket when it comes to merchant service account. You should have at least 2 minimum merchant service accounts, 2 different brands, 2 different organizations, 2 different companies. There's some pros and cons to it, but from my personal experience and talking to a lot of other members out there, Having more than one merchant service account is a good thing. It has its pluses to it. It really does. I think a lot more pluses versus negatives. I'll leave it alone for right there. Tip number 3, and this is very important here, but first of all, let me go ahead and get my cup back out. Now today, I'm not going to lie to you folks, it's nothing but water in here today. Because I went out there to the coffee machine and said something about self-cleaning. I didn't have time to wait. I love my cup. I love the cup. I appreciate it. And water's good for the brain, by the way. Tip number 3, leaving with a business card. Now, I'm not referring to you go to somebody's location, pick up the business card, or go grab everybody's business cards. I'm referring to when people come to your place of business, every person that leaves your business should have your business card attached to the paperwork you give them. If you do some type of live scan, you give them some type of live scan form when they leave, make sure you staple your business card, not paperclip, no bubble gum attached to it. Staple it to the business card and preferably the upper left-hand corner. Just staple it to the business card. When people read, you read from left to right. Okay? So staple the business card to their paperwork before they leave. They may not need it again, but if they look for the paperwork, they have the business card right in front of them, they may refer that or pass the business card along to somebody else. It's a self-pay, it's a marketing tool. It's a branding tool. So please, when people leave your office or your place of business, where the case may be, or even the mobile services, make sure you leave a business card or two with the people that you're fingerprinting. So if they come into your office and you have paperwork, staple it and give it to them. If you don't have business cards, get some. For at least on the business card, you have your business name. The address is okay, but at least the business name, a contact number, an email address, and preferably a way like a website at the bare minimum. Please don't try to have all these different services where you do all these 58 different things squished in on your business card. They should be able to read the website very easily. So if you have a business called JW LiveScan, make it easy to read. Or wherever it is, say just your business card name is LiveScan. Uppercase to L, uppercase to S. Make it easy and pleasant to read. Just to have all lowercase for your email address or all lowercases for your website. If you can, try to brand it a little bit where your domain name, each word, each first character for each word, live scan fingerprinting. L should be uppercase, S should be uppercase, and F should be uppercase for LiveScan.Fingerprinting.com. So if that's your website there out there, we just give a good plug out for you. So good for you. But make sure you have those particular letters, the first letter of every word uppercase. It's easy to read. Same thing for your email address. If you got your name as part of your email address, uppercase your letter, the first letter of your name. Uppercase your business. If you've got a business name after the @ sign, make it easy to read. Brand it. Just not all lower cases. But point being is make sure they leave with the business card. Just don't try to squeeze everything in there. Make it easy to read and clean as possible. And just go from there. I wish I could show you one of ours right now. Let me see here. Because sometimes the fine print also on the business cards are not the best thing. Makes it hard to read. Here is one of ours. Okay, this one is okay. This is ours. Hopefully I can zoom in on the camera there. Hold on, fix it for a second. It's kind of hard to read based on the camera here, but I'd bring it back some for you folks. Sorry about that, folks, but pretty much we got the toll-free number there. Our SMS number is right there. And our website address is at the bottom too. Kind of easy to read. You notice the letters were all uppercase, so first of the words is very easy to read. I got to fix that camera because some reason it's supposed to autofocus. It's a very good webcam. It's just not working too good. And it's going to drive the brother crazy here. No, this is probably the background is also different fonts there. But I promise next time you get it fixed. But pretty much you notice we got a logo on top, which is easy to read. We got our letters in uppercase kind of stand out along with the website at the bottom they could visit. So you see LiveScan.TV, that's our YouTube channel. LiveScan.Chat, that's for those folks who learn more about the association. You go to LiveScan.chat. Just go to speak to member advisor. And then we got the address in the middle. Okay, but it's easy to read. Everything else, pretty much, don't cram it. Make it pleasant to read, a nice thing to look at, and make it different. Now, if you like what you're hearing, please share your thoughts below in the comment section. If you got some good suggestions, let us hear about it. We love to hear what you guys have, especially the first 30 days starting a fingerprint business, what things you should be doing. Or if you have any questions, post them below. We'll try to get them answered for you. And of course, another thing is for a tip for those who do these live sessions, always make sure you turn off your cell phone. Sorry for that for the chats right there. All right, then. And as a reminder, please take a sneak peek at our LiveScan community and see how it looks for you, and be sure to become a member. All right. Tip number 4. Uniforms and apparel. Have a way to let people know who you are. Something standing like, here's the logo on this side over here. I'm going to take this off for a second there. You can see more of it. Over here is the logo, our name, our little thumbprint and stuff. But this is a way of letting people know that we do fingerprinting. And believe it or not, when we start doing fingerprinting way back in the days, decades ago, when people came out to us, to our office, get fingerprinting, we talk things with them, we share some information with them. They kind of question our position, our knowledge in the industry, because we had no representation of who we are. We walk up to them wearing everyday clothes, and then they choose like a product. They just hear for one thing. They don't care about who you are. Just shut up, fingerprint them, and give them their money back because they want their money back because the weather was not good that day, whatever the case may be. But when we stuck in the thumbprint on a shirt, all of a sudden now we're the fingerprint police. They believe everything what we said, which was good information, by the way, but we came across a lot more authority, a lot more respect. So we recommend you have some type of apparel uniform when you start fingerprint people, for people to know they take your organization seriously, and it comes with a lot more respect too. It gives you a lot more authority, a lot more recognition in the neighborhood, in your community. Now for apparel, dress code, I should say like that. Have a dress code. If you have a team of folks you want to have working with you, there should be some type of dress code. Now, doing recording of this session, is COVID-19 still going on. We went from wearing slacks and dress shoes to jeans and tennis shoes. And one of the reasons why, because it's easy to wash jeans on a daily basis versus some slacks trying to get dry cleaned or something like that. But we changed up a dress code because we realized since COVID-19, we were washing our clothes every day. So as soon as we leave the office, we go straight home, we washing clothes. There's a lot more management with jeans. It was still okay. It was accepted, especially in this day and age. It was accepted. Now, they weren't holy jeans and nothing like that. They were nice looking jeans, decent looking tennis shoes or shoes, and we had a shirt on top of it. So it's still okay. But have some type of dress code that's uniform within your organization. And if you can, get some uniforms with your business name or logo on it. Just make sure it's easy to read. Don't make everything too small, expect them to read it from a distance. Make sure it just stands out and it's good. Number 5, a dedicated website. Now, some folks who are starting a fingerprint business already have a business going on, and they want to merge the other business with this current service of fingerprinting, which may be okay in some instances, but not all the time. And it doesn't hurt to have a separate website just strictly for fingerprinting. So you might have a CPR business, you want to add fingerprinting to it, right? It's a nice mixture. This is fine. But if you want to be out there more frequently on the internet, part of branding, a separate website won't hurt. Because certain website search engines have certain limitations where they're able to put certain pages on your current website listed on their front page or on the particular page X amount of times. But if we have 2 different websites, write this down now. It's a nugget for you folks. If there's 2 different websites, then I can have 2 different websites be in a particular page. If you brand it right and optimize it right, where now you might have 3 pages on one site, one showing on this particular page, and 3 pages of your other website showing on the same page of the search engine. So now you got six different listings on one page on the search engine, which is good. Write that down, because I'm not going to repeat that unless you take a course or take a training program. But please, I recommend having a dedicated website for fingerprinting and list your services there. Okay? These are just 5 basic tips we recommend in the first 30 days you need to consider for fingerprinting services. Now for some actions right here, and that's a bonus. Here's the bonus for you folks. Start saying no more often, especially if you're brand new. People can take advantage of you new to the industry here, and they try and get you to think the customer's always right, and that's not the case. You might fingerprint somebody, and perhaps the background check took longer than expected, and then they lost the job because the background check wasn't done. Next week took 30 days, something like to get done. And it might not be your fault. They may come back to you and say, no, I didn't get the job here, and I want my money back because your background check took too long. You messed up. Well, you're not the government. The government does the background check. Just be aware of that. But I do recommend that the clients know sometime, typically, how long does it take for a background check? Or it could take longer. For example, for California, usually done within 2 to 3 business days, but some could take over 30 days to get background check done, and it's not your fault as the technician. So don't try to give them back their money because of that right there. Learn to say no and justify it. But running a business, start saying no more frequently. It would keep you in business. Especially it's going to harm your organization. It's something that was not caused by you. So just start focusing on that. And you'd be surprised with me about that later on. Can I get a discount? Can I get a discount? You know my answer already. Most of the time it's going to be no. The government doesn't give you discounts all the time. So why should you discount your services? And the government doesn't give discounts themselves. So just start saying no more frequently. Something to think about there. If you have a different point of view, share your comments below. I'd like to hear about it. All right, then. I'm going to end this here with a couple of things. I want you to write these things down. 5 things. You ready? Be safe. Have fun. That's number 2. Get in trouble. I said 5 things, didn't I? I mean 4 things. Be safe, have fun, get in trouble, but don't get caught. Everybody, my name is Jay DeBree with the National LiveScan Association. Thank you for watching our show here. Until then, have fun. Take care. Enjoy.